Hello, Assalamu alaikum, and good afternoon. I'm Shahnila Mazhar, Communications Officer PUAN, and I am welcoming you all to our another exciting Facebook Live. I'm saying another because I know it's been a while, but it's always such a pleasure to reconnect again and again with our alumni. And because you all already know and you have already started working on the much awaited time period and much awaited milestone of when it comes to PUAN, which is PUAN grant. So let's talk more about that. You all people are already aware because we have been sort of advertising it via our Facebook posts, via our social media posts, via our MailChimps, via our newsletters, that we have started receiving applications for PUAN Grants Program 2026. But we were receiving lots of queries, so we just thought, how about making a Facebook Live session so that our alumni can know more about this program. So for that, we have invited guests with us. Thank you so much to our worthy guest. We have Miss Martha Aparicio. She has joined us from U.S. Embassy, Islamabad, and she is Alumni Programs Manager. And we have with us Mr. Bakare Khan. Mr. Bakare Khan is our Assistant Manager, Alumni Outreach, USCFP, Islamabad. So first of all, let's talk to Ms. Martha. And Ms. Martha, we would like to post our first question. And before I post our first question to you, just a heads up for our all alumni who have been watching us live. Thank you so much once again for joining our live session. Please drop your queries, suggestions, feedback through the comment section. And in case you are going to watch this live session in the form of a recording later, please feel free. You can always post your queries through the email ID which we have provided in the caption. So over to you, Miss Martha. So first of all, thank you so much for joining us. So first of all, let's start from the beginning. So my first question to you, Miss Martha, is that what is the rationale behind this exercise of initiating and rolling out PUAN grants? And at the same time, when it comes to community development, can alumni pitch any idea that comes to their mind as a proposal for PUAN Grants Program 2026, or do we have some specific themes which we have listed down for this year? Over to you, Ms. Martha.
Thank you, Shanila. And hello, everyone. So as she mentioned, my name is Martha Aparicio, and I work here at the U.S. Embassy. So I oversee the PUAN Alumni Network and have the great pleasure of working with Shanila, Wakar, and Shahid and Salman that most of you have met. So with regards to the first question, I will say, obviously, all of you PUAN alumni are eligible to apply for any of the grants this year. And we have the regular PUAN grants with special teams, and we also have PUAN Connect. But for both grant types, they must be, your proposals must be aligned with one of the themes that we came up with. So for Mission Pakistan, we came up with 5 different themes for this year. And that will be the economic reform, trade and investment readiness, workforce readiness for trade, technology, and investment, economic narratives and public understanding, free expression, open information, and digital innovation, and Freedom 250, which aligns with the 250th anniversary of the U.S. government. So this is community-based innovation and U.S. best practices. So this year, you must align your proposals with one of these different themes. You cannot come up with your own ideas that are differ from these themes. So that is very, very important. So we definitely welcome all of your ideas. You guys are very smart. You're brilliant. You already impressed us. All of you have been chosen to participate in programs in the United States for a reason. And now we welcome your proposals, but please make sure that they align with one of those different themes. And the themes are listed online when you go into the PUAN website and to the application as well. Shanila?
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ms. Martha. So, from the point of view of alumni, probably most of them would already be feeling that it sort of feels like bombardment of information, that we have listed down lots of priority areas in front of them. So is there any way where our alumni can sort of see the examples which fall under these priority areas. And Vakhar sir, you can also respond to this query. Or maybe can we sort of list down any kind of sub themes, or maybe some kind of sample projects for them, just to give them sort of an idea that what actually falls under these broader themes.
Janila, welcome everybody and thanks for joining. You go to PUAN website, PUAN.pk, and go to grant tabs. You will see all five themes for this cycle. You will also see the description, like what do we really mean by those headings. And under these, you will also see like few examples. So this should give you some idea what kind of project can be covered under each one of those five headlines. You can also, once you start applying, you log into your account and you start the application. Right at the start, you will see this information again, the five themes, the description of the theme, and few examples of the theme. So this information is spread all over our social media and on our MIS. And if you still have some issues, some problems, we'll share the email at the end, but it's pongrants@uscp.org. You can always send us an email and we'll try to respond very, very quickly and answer any confusion that still remains.
Perfect. Thank you, Vakhar sir. So now the next question is, Martha, would you please like to elaborate what's the key difference between two types of funding opportunities which we have advertised for the current cycle of 2026?
Sure. So as I had mentioned earlier, we have the regular PUAN grants with special themes, and then we have PUAN Connects. So for both grant types, you still have to align with one of the five themes that I have mentioned earlier. But the key difference is also in terms of like funding. So for PUAN, for the regular PUAN grants, the maximum grant amount is 1,500,000 rupees, and then for PUAN Connects is 250,000 rupees. And for both grants, the period of performance is for 4 months. The duration of the grant, you have to do it completed it within 4 months. Now, the key difference is when it comes to the beneficiaries, because for the PUAN grants with special themes that you have a bigger amount of money, you can decide who is the best audience depending on your grant proposal, and that can be any communities, institutions, professional sectors, and broader audiences across Pakistan. But when it comes to the PUAN Connects, the limitation with the beneficiaries is that it has to be PUAN alumni within your chapter. So that means if you are a PUAN alum based in Islamabad, you should be working with the PUAN alum in the Islamabad chapter as your beneficiaries.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Martha. So now, so someone is asking, is there any way where we can see or read about the past projects which PUAN grantees have completed in the recent years? Over to you, Vakhar sir, for that.
Again, your main source of information should be PUAN.pk, and within that you have a grant section, and all the previous grants have been covered there as a report with pictures and details of like what kind of activities has been done. So you can go through search one if you're looking for a specific topic, or you can just go one by one and read anything that you want all over the country.
Perfect. Martha, there is another question. So someone is saying that I am equally excited about both types of funding opportunities, PUAN Connects as well as PUAN Special Themes. So can I apply for both of the opportunities?
No, unfortunately, each alumni can only submit one proposal. So whether that is for PUAN grants or for PUAN Connects.
Thank you. And Vakhar Sahab, someone is actually interested in asking that can two or more alumni jointly pitch for one project, or it is mandatory for them to sort of submit their applications individually?
So one person has to take a lead because as the system is, you have to log into your PUAN account with your username and your password, and we have all of your information. But once you're developing your proposal, you are free to develop your own team. You can have any team member for any specific role. You need somebody to help with the logistics or financial part or marketing or anything. So, and we will like it if your team members are PUAN members. That's beautiful. And similarly, other person can apply for different project and you can be part of their project as a team member. But one person has to be a lead person because once project is approved, we have to transfer funds to somebody's account, personal account. And at the end of the project, when you are submitting the closing report, one person has to be accountable and answerable for all the activities. So this is why, to avoid any confusion during and after the execution of the project, we need one person. But again, you can have other PUAN members as your team member.
Perfect. And someone is interested in knowing that is there any deadline for submission of these applications? And number two, can the applications be submitted in hard copy form?
Deadline is 2 p.m. on March 13th. It is open right now. It's an online system. It's open around the clock, 7 days a week, over the weekend. So whenever you have time, it's a step-by-step process. You don't have to do it in one setting. You can finish whatever you can and save it and then come back and it will start wherever you left off. And the second question was, sorry, Shanila.
I'm sorry, that skipped my mind as well. I'll get
If you
back to
can,
you on this.
if you
I'll
can,
get back.
if they can submit it hard copy, and the
Yes,
answer
hard
is
copy.
no.
Yeah, hard
No,
copy.
so yeah, MIS, you have to have your account, active account, PUAN database, alumni.puan.pk. So that means, because everything has to be through system and review, and this is all automated system.
Perfect. So someone is asking that I was awarded with a grant in 2017. So are the terms and conditions still the same or there have been any changes? I guess we know the answer already, but still over to you, Wakasa, for that.
It is changed, and even if it does not, my request is always read the terms and condition of whatever things you are about to sign. There are legal languages everywhere, so we will ask you in a lot of places where you have to certify that I read and I understood and I agree and I will abide by these things. So 2017 is long time ago. Even if it happened last year, my request would have been, please go through terms, conditions, rules, guidelines, everything before you submit the proposal.
Perfect. So Martha, there is another question. So someone is asking, do we have any quota for any specific chapter of PUAN for our potential grantees? And when it comes to our potential grantees, so which exchange program is our favorite? To whom application we are going to give favor at the time of reviewing them?
That's a good question, but no, we don't have a special quota or we don't give favoritism based on the programs. It's all merit based and is based on your proposal. If you can put a proposal that kind of meets all the requirements, that is aligned with one of the 5 themes, and it checks off all the boxes as stated on the application. And as Wakar mentioned, if it clearly shows that you read all the details and you took your time to work on the grant proposal, then you can be awarded a grant.
Perfect. So, Vakasa, there's another question. So, someone is interested in knowing can non-PUAN members be pitched as team members for the potential proposal or for the potential idea which they are pitching under PUAN grants?
They can be a team member in PUAN grant proposal. PUAN Connect is only for alumni. So everybody involved in PUAN Connect, lead person, team members, audience, must be PUAN members, but for PUAN grants, just one person has to be a PUAN member, the one who's applying.
So there is another question where the person is asking if someone intends to apply or sort of collaborate with any community organization or any kind of NGO. So is it mandatory for that society or NGO to be registered?
This is not our requirement. You are developing your proposal, so you need to know what local rules, laws, guidelines you must follow. Our advice is please follow all local rules, guidelines, local city administration. So there must be some laws that administer NGOs, local organizations. Document proposal is your responsibility. Anything that is required, please follow. We will not put any restriction on you on completing or following or attaching any document with the proposal.
All right. So there is another question where the person is asking that currently I am out of country. Can I still apply for PUAN grants program?
Apply, but if grant is approved, you have to be in country till the project is complete. So if you are planning to come back somewhere before May and then stay here for the next 4 or 5 months during the execution phase of the project, yeah, you can apply.
Perfect. And someone is asking if one is running an institute, but that institute is not registered yet, can he or she apply through that institute as well, provided that he or she is PUAN alum?
You only apply as a PUAN member. You don't need an organization. You don't have to be a member of the organization. We're only looking at directly our PUAN members. So organization is, if you have organization on the back to support you, that's fine. That's good for you. But for us, alumni is the most important component of the proposal.
Perfect. So once we are, so alumni are asking, so once they are done with submitting the applications, once the deadline of 12th of March has passed, so what exactly happens at our end? They actually want to know how much processing time do we take and how soon are we able to sort of announce to our successful grantees that they have been awarded the grant in the current cycle?
I'll take that one.
Go ahead, Martha. Okay, yeah, please.
So as Waqar mentioned, the deadline is March 13 at 2 p.m. Please do not leave it for the last minute, the last day, the last few hours, because everything happens at the end. You might lose internet connection or have other problems. So take all this time to work on it. After March 13, we kind of have a review period between March 16 and May 8th. And by then we will announce, so by the beginning of May, we will announce the awardees, those who got the award and those who didn't get selected for the grants. And then the actual execution period to implement, to carry out your project will be May 21st to September 20th. And that's kind of including the project completion and submitting all your closing reports and all of that. And then in November, we will have a grant summit. So for those who successfully complete their grant and submit all their final reports and everything, they will receive an invitation for this grant summit. And you don't have to memorize all these dates. I will say right now, you don't have to memorize all these dates. The most important date that you need to memorize is the deadline, because we're not going to extend the deadline. We're not going to open it again for 1 or 2 people. And we'll communicate the dates as we move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha. So, Waqar sir, there's next question. So someone is interested in seeing some kind of template or the application form which we have uploaded on our alumni portal. So they are interested in seeing that in advance so that they can prepare their data, or they can sort of make stack of all the documents which they are supposed to upload in that application form. So is this a possibility?
Yeah, so we have this PowerPoint presentation of all the screens that you will encounter while you're doing this. And once you log into your system, you will see all those resources, the presentation, the deadlines, including how to fill the application. And we're going to have more Facebook Lives in the coming days to answer more questions that you go through. So my advice to everybody is, like, you don't have to do this in one sitting. So start it now. And as you go through, you probably come up with more questions. and we'll be able to answer. And in the next section, you will have actual question that we can answer.
Perfect. Thank you. So, Vakhar Sab, someone is also interested in saying in asking that is there any way that they can submit their synopsis before formally submitting their complete grant proposal? Is there any way that they can discuss their idea with us before filling all those pages of the application form?
So we typically don't give feedback on the individual ideas because that's not fair for someone else whose idea does not come to us. So just to be transparent and equal to everybody, we will not be able to give you. If this happens a lot during the events, people approach us and give us like pitch us three ideas, like tell me which one is the best one and which one be able to get the funding. I cannot answer that. One, I am not the reviewer, and second, I don't know who else will be applying with what else idea. This is not a competition. You are not competing against everybody else. You're just competing against yourself. So just focus. Whatever you think is the best possible idea you have, apply with that and develop a great proposal.
Perfect. And someone is asking this probably is case specific question. So the person is asking that a colleague of mine, a PUAN member colleague of mine has applied for PUAN Connects where he has pitched me as a team member. And I intend to apply individually for special team grant as well. Can this be a possibility?
Yes.
And thank you. That was that was the easiest yes there which the person wanted to hear. And then there is another comment where the person is asking, can Academy of Women Entrepreneurs alumni also apply for PUAN grants?
Yes.
Perfect. And I guess the answer to next question should also be yes. Okay, so the person is asking, can we apply it in the form of solo team members as well, or is it mandatory for us to team up with other alumni or with other non-PUAN members?
You want to take this?
I mean, Wakar kind of mentioned this earlier already. The most important thing is that the person who's submitting the proposal, the lead of the project, is a PUAN alum. Now, for PUAN Connects, everyone in your team and your beneficiaries must also be PUAN alum. But for the regular PUAN grants, special themes, only the lead has to be a PUAN alum. Everyone else can be anyone in Pakistan.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So someone is actually probably worried that they cannot see arts and design under our current listed priorities. So Martha, would you like to elaborate that why they can't see arts and design in the current themes?
Yeah, every year and with every administration in the US government, we obviously have to align our events and our programming and everything with mission priorities and the broader US government priorities. So this year, the priorities that we have are, as you can see, kind of heavy on economic reform, economic growth, a little bit on freedom of expression and celebrating the 250th anniversary of the US government, because this year is the 250th anniversary. So therefore, that's why the priorities, the themes are the way they are, because they are aligned to our broader US government priorities. And yes, this year we might not have anything specific related to music or things like that, but perhaps in the future we will again. So I will say, whatever idea, whatever proposal you have in mind, just make sure it aligns with one of the 5 themes in order to qualify.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So, Vakhar Sab, there is another question. I guess we have a few viewers of our live stream who are not PUAN members. So they are interested in knowing that how can they become PUAN members?
You have to be a beneficiary of US government funded exchange program. These opportunities are available time to time. So I suggest keep watching US Embassy, US Consulate, Facebook, social media pages, also US EFP pages. And once you are back, then you will be member of PUAN.
Great. And someone is asking that she is struggling by entering her password on alumni portal, but she is unable to access her account. So is there any way that she can retrieve her account?
So I believe there is a link somewhere on the same page where she can't log in. And if you click that, it will give you the complete process of how to reach our IT team and how to recover your password automatically. So on the same page, there's a small link for this specific purpose if your password is not working.
Perfect. So someone is asking a specific question. I believe, Martha, you should be able to respond to this one. Does cyber ethics and AI know-how comes under workforce readiness in technology, trade, and investment? And we have similar comments as well, where people are actually sort of posting the themes of their proposed ideas, and probably which are very close to their hearts and on which they want to apply in the form of proposals.
But yes, I will say cybersecurity, and that will fall more under the second theme, which is workforce readiness for trade, technology, and investment. I mean, I guess I should go, I'll try to simplify it the best way possible. But the first one, because they can be wordy and they can be overwhelming. So the first one, as I had mentioned, is focus on economic reform, trade, investment readiness. So that theme focuses pretty much on strengthening transparent, rule-based economic system that supports both the U.S. And Pakistan commercial engagement. So think about projects that promote fair business practices, increases understanding for trade investment systems, supports SMEs, journalists and students in understanding how markets actually work. And then for the second one that someone recently asked, so workforce readiness for trade, technology, and investment. So the trade, investment, and tech are big priorities for the U.S. government right now. So this theme will focus, it's all about preparing people for jobs in those sectors, right? So think about programs that connect skills training to market demand, partner with employers or institutions, or helps participants to move forward for an employment or certification, right? So then the next one, economic narratives and public understanding. This one, think of a theme that focuses on storytelling and like public engagement. So we want to improve the understanding of U.S. and Pakistan economic cooperation in ways that is accessible and engaging for other people, right? So that can mean media workshops, alumni, journalist collaborations, digital storytelling, creative outreach campaigns, right, that explain complex economic issues. And then the following one, freedom of expression, open information, and digital innovation. Think about this theme as centers on open dialogue and responsible digital innovation, right? And that we're looking for programs that promote freedom of expression, support ethical journalism, encourage civic dialogue, or if you can demonstrate how open digital environments can support entrepreneurship and innovation. So those are some things in mind. And then the last one that is Freedom 250. So this one is a special category because it's the 250th anniversary of the U.S. government. So under this theme, we're looking for projects that adapt U.S. ideas, innovation, and best practices into local, like Pakistani contexts. So it means learning from U.S. approaches to innovation, entrepreneurship, civic participation, or workforce readiness, right? And how can you apply it locally? So think about all the things that all of you guys learned while you were in the United States, and how can you apply those best practices here? So that's kind of like the best way I can simplify each one of them. And when you guys go on the application website, you can find specific examples under each category as well.
Perfect. And just to reiterate, there are a few people who have joined our live stream late. So stay assured Facebook takes their due time, probably a few minutes, and once they are done with the processing, the video stays on our Facebook page. So you would need to wait for a couple of minutes once we conclude this session. The video is going to stay there on our Facebook page, which you can view later as well. And specifically for our PUAN alumni, you have already received an email from our mailing list where you have already received this link, and you can always refer back to this link in case you want to explore anything under against PUAN grants program. Besides that, there are someone is interested in knowing about their coordinator from their respective chapter. So in case you haven't visited our website already, I would encourage all of you to visit our website, which is puan.pk. It's a very simple, easy peasy address. And if you click on the contact us tab, you will be able to see contact details of all of your respective regional chapter coordinators. And we are just one email away. Just shoot your queries to us via email and we'll be responding to you. So I guess we are going towards the conclusion of the program. So first, Martha, I would like to request you if you can give one or two tips to our alumni. By using those tips, maybe our alumni will be in a better position to develop winning proposals. So what those tips would be? Over to you.
I will say the biggest thing, make sure you read everything carefully, as what Carr mentioned. Make sure you read the instructions, make sure you read the 5 different themes and what exactly they mean and the examples. And then whenever you're developing your proposal, make sure that there's a clear alignment with one of the themes. Make sure you're thinking of something that has a practical impact, right? And something that has measurable results. Because if there's no practical impact and there's no results that you can actually measure, that you can quantify, it's really hard to make it work. So if you have those 3 things, in my opinion, if you have a clear alignment to the themes, if you have a practical impact and measurable results, then you have a very competitive proposal, and your proposal can hopefully be selected. So I think that's my biggest takeaway and advice for everyone. So just keep that in mind, and good luck.
Thank you, Martha. Fingers crossed. Over to you, Vakarsa. Would you like to add to some tips for making winning proposals?
Yes, we understand most of you are not project management specialist. Good news is we are also not project management specialist. So application is simple. Make it simple, make it easy to understand. You may be expert in your field. Somebody is expert in air quality or water or sanitation or viruses. We are not. So this is what happens. I always advise members that once you finish reading, writing your proposal, give it to somebody very close to you, some sibling, some friend, class fellow, roommate, to read it and ask them, does it make sense? Sometimes you get like very, very technical things, very heavy stuff, and very, very long text on every place. So make it simple, make it easy that somebody can understand, and it's easier for you to write it, easier for us to understand. And the second thing is, do not focus on budget, focus on your idea, focus on develop your ideas, develop activities around your ideas, and budget will develop itself around your activities. It is very easy for us to detect that was the budget developed first or the proposal was developed first. When we open the proposal and there is one, you are thinking, I have 1.5 million rupees. You don't have to do 1.5 million rupees. Just develop your idea, develop your activities, put the price around your activities, and whatever the total is, you'll be fine. And the last one is, again, do not wait for 2 p.m. on March 13th. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Martha. Thank you so much, Vakhar Saab. So with this, I believe it's time to conclude our session. But still, we have posted this in our caption as well. In case you're watching this live session in the form of a recording later, still you always have a chance to get your queries answered answer, and for that you can opt for two modes. Either you can drop a comment on the live stream and we'll be getting back to you, or you can drop us an email on pawngrants@uscfp.org and our team will be getting back to you. And once again, we would like to reiterate that please read all the details which we have mentioned on our alumni portal as well as on our public website. Read thoroughly, read carefully, and please make sure that whenever you are writing, please write from your heart. Do not ask any chatbot to write it for you, because we might not be subject experts, we might not be project management experts, but the people who are going to read your applications, they are going to value you for the novelty of the idea as well. At the same time, just reiterating once again that please, please, please do not wait till 2 p.m. on 13th of March for pressing the submit button, because on 11:59 on the same date, or maybe on 12th of March, there is going to be thunderstorm, there is going to be hailstorm, rainstorm, some unannounced public holiday, some internet outage issue, some public chaos. Anything can happen. And at the same time, Ramadan has also started in Pakistan. Most of you might be fasting. Some of you might be having reduced working capacity or working hours. So please start working on your ideas. And in case you ever feel that you need to talk to us, we are just one email away. With this is Shanila Mazhar signing out from here, and we are looking forward to wonderful proposals. And keep watching this space till 13th of March, because in the coming days we'll be uploading more resources as well, more sessions as well, and more templates as well on our social media forums, which are going to help you out for developing better proposals. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.
Hi, Allah Hafiz.